Joining me now is Democratic Senator Al Franken of Minnesota. Senator Franken, thanks for being here, and I suppose condolences.
Well, yeah, I worked very hard for Hillary. Went around the country for her. Thought that she was most qualified to be president, but we've had the election. The people have spoken, and I'm a senator, and got a lot of work ahead of us.
I want to ask about the results, and then we can move on to what you're going to be doing in the future with this new president. But Donald Trump almost won your home state of Minnesota. He didn't, but it was very close. And Minnesota, obviously, a Democratic stronghold. He won Wisconsin and Iowa and Ohio and Pennsylvania. He's leading in Michigan, which hasn't been called yet. Why do you think Democrats did not turn out to vote for Hillary Clinton in the numbers you needed?
Well, I kind of want to leave that to pundits and others, but I'd say that there obviously is a feeling among a lot of people that the country hasn't been working for them, and that they wanted to try something new, and we got him. We got Donald Trump, and I'm concerned about a lot of the issues that he talked about in a way that on immigration, I don't want to see mass deportation, on climate, I think that's very real. I think most Americans know that that's real and it's man-made, and there's a reason that sea level's going up. The Affordable Care Act, he said he's going to repeal and replace it. He said he'd do that on day one, but you have to replace it with something, and I haven't heard anything really about what that would be.
Let me ask you this, Senator, on that subject of Obamacare, because one of my relatives in Minnesota, a constituent of yours, who voted for Obama 4 years ago, she saw her health premiums skyrocket. I know it's a real problem in Minnesota. As a result, she voted for Trump. How much do you think Obamacare might have ultimately hurt Hillary Clinton?
I think that hurt. I think a number of things hurt. Look, that is about the exchanges. So your relative is probably getting her health care through the exchanges, and this is something that people have a right to be mad about. But the people they should be mad at really are Republican office holders who refuse to do anything other than vote to repeal the ACA. Refused to, made it more difficult for insurance companies to be in the market by, this gets down to the weeds, but the risk corridors, they basically did everything to undermine them. Now we're going to get into a little bit of the weeds of healthcare, and I hope that President-elect Trump, informs himself about how healthcare works in this country. We need to, if we're going to repeal and replace, we need to replace it with something that doesn't take healthcare away or insurance away from 20 million people, that doesn't take it away from people who have pre-existing conditions.
So let's talk about what you can work on with Donald Trump. Obviously, you'll be fighting to preserve health care for those 20 million Americans who got it through the Medicaid expansion. What are some issues, moving away from health care, where you think you might be able to work with Donald Trump? It seems to me you oppose the Pacific trade deal that seems to be dead for all intents and purposes now. It seems to me there might be some overlap between the views of progressive senators like yourself and Donald Trump when it comes to issues like trade.
Yeah, here's one, infrastructure. He has talked about spending a lot on American infrastructure, and I agree with him completely on that. And that includes not just roads and bridges, but broadband, rail, schools. This is something that we should be doing, and I think that I may be more in line with the president-elect than some of my colleagues on the Republican side in the Senate and in the House.
There's going to be obviously a post-mortem done by Democrats. Do you think Bernie Sanders, because of his appeal to working class voters and young people, do you think he could have beaten Donald Trump?
I don't know. I'm not a pundit. We are where we are. There'll be discussions within the Democratic Party on where we go from here. I think that the Republican Party now has gone through an incredible change, and I think they're going to have some postmortems too when figuring out where they are. We're in the middle of a big change, and I think it affects everybody.
Senator Al Franken, Democrat of Minnesota, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Jake Tapper, Washington, D.C.